We're here on Water Street in Nobscot for the next tour of the construction site of the new Christa McAuliffe branch library. What you see in front of you here are the commemorative personally engraved bricks that we sold as a fundraiser that will soon be installed next to the walkway here. Here to lead our tour today is library trustee Sam Klaidman. How you doing, Sam?
Good. Welcome back. So the last time we did one of these videos was in August, which is about two and a half months ago. At that time, we had the building, we didn't have any windows, and lots of openings. So right now, as Brett pans around, you see that the building is completely enclosed, though we do have some saran wrap to keep it clean. And what we're going to do today is spend most of our time looking inside, because actually that's where all the most of the changes have taken place. So let's walk in.
Okay.
So what I'm doing now is I'm walking right over the area where we're going to be installing the memorial bricks. That's it here, and you can see somewhere in the background we're planting trees. Since the last time we were here, we've removed the trailer, and as soon as that area gets cleaned up, there's a large tree lying on its side, and that's going to go right in the front. We're behind Brett is where bicycle racks are going to be, and then the walkway. Let's go in. You want me to keep talking?
Keep talking, Sam.
In here, as you walk in, we have the meeting room directly here on the right. So as soon as we go in, we'll show you how that now works. Very different than what we have downtown. The cement out here will be poured next week, and we're in the vestibule. We're not going to go in yet. What we're going to do is take a right and see if we can get into the meeting room. So you can see that we walked in from the front door. There's another set of doors going into the main library, and this is the meeting room. We'll seat approximately 50 to 55 people. It's getting that the paint is done, ceiling is mostly done, windows and all the trim is in place. And the way it's set up is we come on this side, and we look up, we can see that there's a power screen, so for movies and slides, that comes down. There are two kinds of shades on the windows. There's one that's a blackout shade, so if we were having a presentation here today or a movie here today, we'd have the blackout shade closed. If not, that's retracted, and there's another shade that just normally filters the light.
Okay.
So that's interesting. And over here we have a couple of closets. Some of it is for equipment storage and coats. And we've got a rack of cabinets which have recently been installed. And that's for all the normal kind of storage. There's a sink, and a refrigerator goes in here.
All right.
Okay, so let's go back out this way and come in the real front. Oh, it's not. There's somebody working there. So we'll go out the other door. So we'll walk over to the main entrance area. And normally we'd walk in through these second set of double doors. So the way it's set up, if we have an evening meeting, we can lock the second door, the second set of outside doors. People can come and go through the other set of doors. And behind us, which we'll take a peek at, because it's interesting, and its progress, is somebody So here we are. So we have a men's and ladies' room back here. The door that we just came through can be locked, so people in the meeting room can use the men's and ladies' room and have the meetings without going into the library, which means that we can keep meetings as long as we want. So the tiles are in place. The plumbing fixtures are starting to be installed. Here's the other bathroom. Again, tiles installed, people working. So, and we're back again to the front. This is the main entrance. Over here, where I'm pointing, is where the circulation desk is going to be, right in this area. Over behind it in this open room is a book sorting area, which in the current McAuliffe is about 3 little trolleys behind the circulation desk. So we have room to do all that kind of thing. Over on this side is going to be the self-checkout. A couple of self-checkout stations. One accessible for, meets ADA requirements, and the other 2 for the rest of us. And there's a seal. The ceiling here is unique in that there's a drop ceiling that comes down underneath this, and that's a cloud, and that extends part way into the next stage, which is the little cafeteria kind of place, the cafe, right over here. So here we can see this curved set of metal, and there's going to be glass in between each of these uprights, and that's going to separate the cafe from the children's area. And if we take a look to the left, you can see what I think is going to be the killer shot, which is the adult. This is the adult and young adults area, and the reference, and all those other important things. So you can imagine this full of shelves and the desk for the reference folks, and then lots of seating area for people with Wi-Fi, lights, tables. In here, where this blue lift is, there's going to be the AV area, the books, the CDs, DVDs, those type of things. And that makes it interesting. So let's go walking or tripping down here. So this whole pile of white stuff is tiles for the ceiling. And here in this area, which we're not going to go into because we don't want to scratch up the finished paint, but this is the office area. So this room is behind the circulation desk. This room here is interesting because we didn't have a printer in the old McAuliffe. This is going to be a couple of shared printers that not only will be used by the office folks, but they'll be accessible on the Wi-Fi network from anybody in the building. So you come in with a laptop, you do something, you want to print out, it comes here. Unlike lots of print stations, we have a big surface here so we can do our sorting. So that's interesting. And then this room and the next room, which are small storage rooms now, are quiet study rooms. So you have a couple of young adults sitting in here, or adults having a meeting. You can close the door with a glass in it, of course, and you can have a quiet meeting. And then as we come down, if we come into this, and again, picture this with glass between each of these metal uprights with a curved surface as a stand-up desk area. This is the young adults area, and then this extends in here. Lots of bright windows. And compared to what we have in the current McAuliffe, this is huge. It's a point of information which you have to trust me on. Right about up here is where we put the beam that 8 months ago we had a beam signing at Hemingway. About 8 months ago, that beam is up in the ceiling here. So it's really there. So young adults, and then This view is, to me, is really the winner. As you walk in, you see this, and of course the green is going to be covered over with metal, so that'll be just more white metal, the same as the outside of the building.
Sam, the tremendous progress here is so inspiring. Can you give us an idea of when we're going to see this branch open?
I think we'll open a soft opening the end of January, sometime in January, but for conservatism's sake, we'll think about the end of the month, and then a couple of months later in the spring, once everything is all ironed out and the weather where you won't be a snowstorm, then we'll have the formal ribbon cutting, nice ceremony kind of opening. But the library should be open for business in January.
Very good. Any final words before we end today's tour?
I hope you'll all enjoy it.
Thanks, Sam.